The following is a paid advertisement. The views expressed are the sole responsibility of the advertiser.
I'm attorney Justin Krak. Coming up just ahead on You Have Real Estate, it is the value issue. What is your house worth, and is your house going to increase, decrease, or stay the same this year? It's all just ahead. It's You Have Real Estate. I'm attorney Justin Krak. If you're in debt and find yourself living paycheck to paycheck, call me now or visit youhavepower.com today. Welcome to You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Krak. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, seasoned investor, or even looking to sell your home, this next 30 minutes is designed just for you. Think of it like hitting multiple open houses, all from your living room, with my attorney advice throughout the way. Any questions whatsoever during the program, I have people standing by to answer them. The phone number is right here during the entire show, 407-205-0400. If you want to start your house hunt for your dream home this weekend, you will need to get pre-qualified. Dallas Lehman is standing by to do just that at the very same phone number, 407-205-0400. Awesome show for you lined up today, but first, the opening statement. How in the world do we value your house right now during these unbelievably changing times? Look, we saw the housing market down here. We hit this pandemic and they went up to here. Now they're here, or maybe the same place. It's been changing like crazy the last 2 or 3 years. How do you value them? Do you go to Zillow? Do you go to your property appraiser's website? Maybe you have a claim going on. Maybe you had an issue with your house and you're trying to figure out what is the value of that home as you go through that insurance claim? I don't know. It's a wonderful question, but it's a question that we're going to answer together today, and we're going to do so, as always, by asking real questions. Every Saturday, every weekend here on the program, we ask real questions to the truly trend-setting people in Central Florida's real estate community. Very happy to kick it off today with two returning guests, good friends of mine. Let's start over here with David Johnson, Seminole County Property Appraiser. Hello, David. How are you?
Great, Justin. Thank you for having me again.
You got it. And sorry to put you on stage with two lawyers. Attorney Gregory Krak is here. How are you, Greg? Good to see you.
Good, Justin. Thanks for having me.
And it's a great question, obviously, is the values have been changing significantly over the last couple of years. And Greg, you handle first-party insurance claims, so value of house is something that you care about. And then, David, you have a whole county to tell us what the houses are worth, what the real estate's worth. It's tough. How challenging has it been over the last 2 or 3 years to keep up?
Well, it's been challenging, but the good news is my office just interprets what's going on in the marketplace. And that's the thing I love about it the best. We look back at the sales that have occurred with, transactions, willing buyer, willing seller. And to your point, we have been up, 20-25% per year for the last couple of years. That came off, some very large declines in 2008 and 9. Now we're kind of plateauing. We're at a different level right now. We're certainly not seeing the rate of increases that we've saw before, but we are not seeing declines either. So, but it's certainly dependent on what's going on in the marketplace.
How accurate is Zillow? Just be honest with me. I mean, I don't know if you had a deal with them. You can't say anything or not, but okay.
I tell you, in all reality, what they do is they extract out information that's in the public record, and certainly my property appraisers website information and my colleagues around the state of Florida, all that data is out in the public domain. They pull that data out and then they massage it and do what they need to do it. I think Zillow is somewhat accurate if you're in a cookie cutter type neighborhood where there's not a lot of extra bells and whistles going on. It's when you get into the lakefront house that's 12,000 square feet, that golf course in the front. That's where it becomes a little bit more challenging.
So cookie cutter for Zillow, maybe they do a halfway decent job, but anything sort of outside of that stuff.
But again, and we've talked about this before, you always need a real estate professional. This is a huge transaction, and that's the key.
And you look at things obviously more macro. I mean, you're giving us values for an entire county. But Greg, when you're representing someone who's, heaven forbid, their house has been burnt down by a fire or totally destroyed in some sort of flood or due to one of the hurricanes we've had, you've got to also come up with what was the value of that house more on a micro level. And how do you guys determine that? How do you determine what my claim is worth?
Well, I always advise the property owner to get their own estimates to do the repairs, or a custom builder to rebuild if it's a total loss. And that's just going to depend on the prices at that time. So I've seen just over the last couple of years, say for instance, just for material and labor, start to skyrocket over the last couple of years. So a claim that was filed, say, a year and a half ago, the cost to make that repair, whether it be to a roof or to interior damage, has gone up significantly. So now I've got clients saying, Greg, my claim was worth $30,000 a year and a half ago. Now it's going to cost me $50,000 to do the same repairs.
Right.
So a big difference.
Let's say that my house is unfortunately involved in a total loss. Okay, fire has totally destroyed my house. What do I go after? Is it the rebuilding cost, or what the house was worth cost? What am I looking for when I file that claim against my insurance company?
If it's a total loss, you're entitled to the policy limits on your insurance policy. And a lot of times that's difficult to interpret. You've got to read through that entire policy and determine whether there are extra coverages that aren't on that first couple pages, what we call the deck page.
Right.
It gives you your limits. There's limits for the home itself, for what we call other structures, if you have a shed or an in-law suite that's not attached to the main structure. And then there's your personal property. So a lot of different coverages going on, but you have to read the details of your policy to see what you're really entitled to. But if it's a total loss, you're entitled to the limits and then probably some in addition to that.
And it's one thing having a leaky roof. Another thing when my house has been totally destroyed by a fire, at what point should I get you involved in that situation if I have a total loss? Is that early on, or is that still file your claim and come see me later?
If it's a total loss, I would advise you to get an attorney right away. There's too much at stake.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of coverages, like I said, that are not apparent from looking at the first couple pages of the summary of your insurance policy. And then it's, what do I do? What documentation do I need to give to my insurance company? Do I need to bring my own contractor in and give them a bid? Or do I have to rely on the adjuster's estimate? How do I document personal property damage? Things like that. But you really need an attorney to walk you through how to handle that claim from the beginning.
I totally agree. And we think that attorney for you is always going to be Greg Krak. Whether it's a leaky roof or your fire, or a fire's totally destroyed your house, call Greg. This is a no-cost call to him, 407-205-0400. And David, back to you for a second about values, because values are important when Greg's looking at a case like that. Values are important to everyone when it comes to their taxes, how much they're paying for property taxes. And that does have an impact on their mortgage payment every month, the PITI. And you've seen property taxes go up significantly, obviously, over the last couple of years because values are going up. But that homestead protection can really help protect people from an increase in property taxes. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's your golden key, the homestead exemption.
Yeah.
So what it does two things. One, it gives you an immediate $50,000 off your assessed value. So that's in Seminole County and in Central Florida in general, that's probably saving $600, $700, $800 a year in taxes. That's their starting point. The biggest key to homestead exemption is the Save Our Homes cap limitation. And what that says is that your value, no matter what's going on in the marketplace, we already talked about the market going up 20, 25, 30%. What Save Our Homes does, if you have a homestead exemption, is it says your value cannot increase by more than the consumer price index or 3%, whichever is less. So that is protecting those long-time homeowners, even new homeowners, from any huge escalation in property taxes. So the key is getting applied for homestead exemption, and that's as simple as it can be in our office and here in Central Florida in general.
So basically, on your primary home, I hear people say, I don't really want the value to go up that much because my taxes go up. That's not true. That's almost like the business owner saying, well, I'm glad I didn't make a lot of money this year because I don't have to pay taxes. It's a flawed theory. You want your values to go up because your taxes, as long as you have the homestead exemption, are only going to go up like this as your values go up like that. Right. You need to make sure that you've applied for that you have that homestead. How do you do it, Dave? So
it's real simple. What we do in Seminole County is every 30 days we send out a postcard to all of our new homeowners that say, hey, welcome to Seminole County, congratulations on your new home purchase. Go online, and it will take literally 5 minutes for you to apply for homestead exemption online. We get 75% of the people do it that way. We get about 8,000 to 9,000 new applications a year. So people are getting that message. And then once that's done, they're in. You don't have to do anything else. We'll take care of the Save Our Homes. We'll take care of anything else that's part of that issue.
And it's literally online. I mean,
online,
I've
right.
done it. I've helped people do it. It's super easy now.
Right, and certainly we understand people feel comfortable. Some folks feel more comfortable coming in person or going over the phone. We can certainly do that. We're there 8 to 5 every day and love working with our customers that way also.
Got it. David Johnson, Seminole County Property Appraiser. Always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you, Justin.
When's the? I forgot when you're running again.
2024.
Oh, we have a little time.
Yeah,
We're gonna have a big party right here in the studio for you. I feel horrible for the person that runs against you, if anyone even has the intestinal fortitude to do so.
Well, thanks.
It's going to be a big challenge. Greg Krak, always a pleasure to see you. And we talk more about the. If your house is totally destroyed, but you do a lot more than that, obviously. I mean, you see so many of these roof and damage claims from these recent hurricanes. When do I know the time is right to get you involved?
Putting aside the total loss, if you just have a little bit of damage, let the claim play out. Cooperate with your insurance company. If they ask you for documentation, quotes that you've gotten, give them to your adjuster. See what happens. Have that play out. If you have questions, you can always call into our firm. We'll be happy to answer those for you for free. But let's see what your insurance company decides on whether they're going to cover it or not cover it or just give you a partial coverage. And then we can sit down and talk about whether or not I think you were treated fairly and whether you're entitled to more money under that policy.
You've always done a great job. Thanks,
Appreciate
Greg.
it.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks
the
for
value of your home or the value of the home you are thinking about buying right now, where are values going the rest of this year? We're going to address that together as You Have Real Estate continues. If you own a house that is your most valuable possession, you need to know what windows you have. Why don't you think about your windows? Do you have any idea that your windows really dictate your electricity bill every single month? There's one place to turn in this community for windows in your house, and it's certainly Renewal by Anderson. Dan Brigman joins me. You're family to me at this point, let's be honest. I love you, I love your family. But the Renewal by Anderson family is what makes you so trustworthy. The culture there, it's a family.
Absolutely, Justin. And by the way, glad to be here. And yeah, it's our people, it's our process, it's our product, but it's our people more than anything. When we come out to your house, it's all about you. It's about we're going to treat your home as if it's our own. We're going to do the same with your family.
I put a QR code on the screen for you, and Dan is offering you an unbelievable deal today. If you go to the QR code, you're going to send an email. What do they get?
Man, you buy one window, get 40% off the next, almost unheard of. We're excited.
Unbelievable. And then you talk about the electricity bill, because windows, I don't think people understand how important the windows are to the electricity bill every month, and the electricity bills are skyrocketing.
It's extremely important, and glass in your house takes up over 25% of the square footage of your wall space in your home. So that's the equivalent of one full wall in your house. Imagine sun hitting that all day long and all of that heat coming in.
A lot of people think window replacement would be very expensive. Sometimes we can do it for free. When you think about monthly payment over time, no interest, the money you save on your electricity bill, it's free.
Absolutely. By the time you put all the factors together, the energy savings, the curb appeal, the resale value, all of these things just add up. And then you got the financing that we have going on right now. Zero interest, 2.9, things that you just don't see anymore.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
If you own a house, thank you, Dan, as always. If you own a house, you need to send us a message right now. You will not be disappointed. Renewal by Anderson. Welcome back to the show, and our value show continues. Amanda Miller joins me. Hello, Amanda. Welcome back. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great. Thanks for having me.
You got it. Earl King is here again. Earl, how are you, sir? Good
I'm
to see
great,
you.
man. How you doing?
Good.
Great to
So
be back.
we're talking about values, and value is important for someone who either owns a house now or thinking about buying a house. Value is something, maybe the most important thing. Maybe it shouldn't be the most important thing, but it's something they're always going to ask. What do you think? Are values going up? Are they staying the same? Are they going down? What do you two see happening this year? Amanda, I'll start with you.
Well, they're not climbing like they did last year.
Yeah.
So the homes that are put on the market that are priced really, really well and turned out really, really well, they sell well. The values are not going up like they did, and the ones that are priced over market are sitting there, and those are the ones that are losing value.
Yeah. What do you think, Earl? What's happening out there?
Yeah, compared to, like home values, I think they're stabilizing now, without a doubt, compared to how they were. Like when we do a home analysis, before we put a home on the market. Before we were going back a year, and now we're only going back 3 to 4 or 5 months, something like that, because homes were, overpriced and overvalued, going back before. But now they're stabilized.
Yep.
And so it has to be priced right. You have to go on the upgrades and so forth, because you're not going to get, that 10 to 20, 30,000 over listing price. Now, when an offer comes in, it's either right at listing or under listing price.
Yeah, you can negotiate a little bit more as a buyer now than you could. The last 2 years, there was no negotiating. You were just paying what they wanted, and oftentimes, even when you did that, you weren't going to get the house. Now you can negotiate a little bit, depending on the house. And I don't think the rest of the year, I don't think the market's going to go up that much. I don't. But by all means, I do not think we're going to have a 2008, 9, 10 collapse. We're just not. I wouldn't even be surprised if they maybe go up a little bit more, but we're not going to see a collapse. So don't let a collapse or an impending collapse scare you from buying, because that's not going to happen. There's a lot of great stuff on the market now too, and you guys brought some cool, kind of a variety of different houses here that are out there right now. Amanda, let me start with you here. This is all one builder that you've worked with, which I think is kind of cool when you have a builder like that and you can kind of get your clients in early on. Tell me about some of these properties here.
It's really cool. These are in the historic Sanford Midway area, and this builder's really doing a nice job giving back, buying some of the infill lots. They're a smaller builder and they do a great job. So the first one here was priced at $299. We sold it pretty quickly within 2 days. It was about 1,500 square feet. And then this one here, I call these my epic little bungalows. I think they're super cool. 800 square feet, a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and this one sold in about a day. And this was priced at $229. And they go really quickly, and the builders finish them really, really nice, and people can get a brand new home. And this one over here, the builder wanted to show an example of what they can do on a custom level. And this one is not priced, but it's just a really, really cool architecture. Very neat inside, and just some of the stuff that they can do.
When you've worked with buyers when it comes to buying an existing home versus buying something that is being built, what are the differences and different challenges in both ways of buying?
I think with new homes, because I have a pretty large history with new home sales, is that the buyers, they are watching it being built, and sometimes that's a little nerve-wracking for them. They're like, oh my goodness, but the benefit is sometimes they'll get to pick some selections out, and it's a brand new home, nothing like living in a brand new home. But it's a little nerve-wracking, because if you watched your car being built, I don't know if you'd buy it.
That's true. Like, wow, I can't believe I'm going to be walking on that here soon, when you look at the floors. Yeah, it makes
exactly.
It makes
sense. But yeah, it's great. I think new homes are a lot of fun to sell, and I love working with builders, and it's a blast.
And from Sanford down to Kissimmee, Earl, you've got 2 properties on the market right now in Kissimmee, 607 Elmhurst. Tell me about that one.
So 607 Elmhurst, it's in Heritage Key Villas. It's literally like 1 minute from the turnpikes, right off of US 1792 there,
right.
192. I'm sorry, US 192, and it's close to shopping. It's close to all the restaurants and so forth. It's about 25 minutes away from Disney as well. It is perfectly set up. It's a 3-3, perfectly set up for investment property or Airbnb. Just need a furniture package in there, but it's ready to go. And we had a couple open houses there in this community. And people that were coming in were from the community, and they absolutely love the community as well. So what's nice is gated and so forth. And
then right down the street, I messed it up last time, I think.
So this one is only $285 as well.
Got it.
So this one here, this other one in Kissimmee, is in Venetian Bay. This is a 4-3, and it's a lot more spacious as well. We just put in brand new laminate flooring throughout the entire townhome, including the bathrooms, parquet floors, and the stairs as well. And this is in a gated, guarded community 24/7. This is like 15 minutes from Disney, right? And the Loop Shopping Center, if you're not familiar with Kissimmee, it's like 5 minutes away. So it's a perfect location. And it is set up for investment property or Airbnb as well. And this one is $350. And I tell you what, breaking news on both of these properties, we're going to give you $5,000 toward, buy down interest rate or closing cost.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah.
That is breaking news. Unbelievable.
We're seeing it pop up.
Yeah. Earl King, Amanda Miller, awesome job as always. If you'd like to see either or any of these properties, I should say, they'll show them to you this weekend. 407-205-0400. When I say this weekend, I mean right now. Call the number right now and they will show you these properties. Quick break. The value show continues. If you own a house, you can imagine the roof is probably the most important part of your house. You see a leak, this is a very bad day for you. We have a lot of bad roofing companies out there. We call them storm chasers, in fact. Universal Roofing Contracting joins me. Justin, Corey, you guys are not storm chasers. You've been around for many, many years in this market and really the best in the business and Hall of Fame guest for me as well. What I've done, though, is I put a QR code on the screen for you. All you have to do is scan your phone on the QR code and we're getting 15% off free roof inspection. Tell me about this.
Yeah, so it's a 15% off a full roof replacement. We do offer free inspections. What you do is you just give us a call, schedule an appointment. We will show up on time as scheduled, provide a free full point inspection, share photos with you, and let you know exactly what you're looking at, what your options are, and decide which path to walk you down. But ultimately, we're going to approach roofing whatever serves you the best.
A lot of people are in this black hole of fighting with their insurance company, their attorney, the public adjuster, whatever, and literally have a tarp on the roof for 2-3 years sometimes while everyone fights it out. The roof is important. If you don't address your roof issue now, damage can occur in your house. What can happen?
Oh, I mean, mold is probably one of the biggest, we have homeowners that have to move out of their property for months at a time just to get the mitigation done of the mold, So if you're seeing any of those brown spots in the ceiling, if you see a missing shingle in the yard, granule loss, any of those are great reasons for us to come do an inspection and kind of get ahead of that, making sure that you're not going to have those kind of issues.
When it comes to roofing, I think that trust is maybe the most important part of hiring a great roofing company. Why do I trust Universal Roofing Contracting?
Family owned, veteran owned, 3 decades in your own backyard, community roofer. Any other reasons are good as the next one. It's just we serve the community. We wear our consultant's hat first, but we're just there to serve and take care of you the best way.
Football team coming to town, I heard?
Yeah. The Orlando Guardians. We just became the official roofing partner of the new Orlando Guardians XFL team. We're super happy about that. Looking forward to a great season.
I love you guys. Do yourself a favor. Need a new roof? There's only one place. It's Universal Roof and Contracting. And finally today, I saved the best for last, of course. Michelle and Amanda are here. Hey guys, how are you?
Hey.
So we've been talking about value today, and the real estate market has been insane over the last 3 years. Value over the next year, or the rest of this year, what do you think is going to happen? Tough question, I know.
Yeah.
And we don't have a magic ball, whatever.
Well, without my crystal ball,
Yeah.
I think that we're just seeing a deceleration. So we're not going to necessarily have any drop in value, but we're going to just kind of maintain and plateau. That's my personal opinion.
I think we'll see some of the flat happen, and hoping rates aren't too increased over time. So
yeah, I mean, sometimes flat is good. I think the buyers were at getting a disservice almost the last couple of years where they couldn't buy a house.
They were exhausted. It was like a battle every day.
And buyers agents too. We were driving these people around, seeing 500 places, not getting their offer accepted. I think flat is probably good for this market. I don't see a huge skyrocketing. I don't. So don't buy a house right now thinking it's going to skyrocket over the next year, but also certainly don't buy one thinking it's going to plummet either, because that's not happening. And I love this show because I love being able to show off what is on the market right now in different parts of our market. Our DMA in this market is huge, literally all the way from even north of Flagler Beach, where we have a property here, down to Davenport, where we have a property here, and it really gives the people at home an opportunity to see what's out there in different parts of our community. And let's start, Michelle, with you in Davenport. Davenport, maybe if you live in Orlando, you don't really know Davenport that well, but still a great bang for your buck down there. And this property, Magnolia Avenue, tell me about this one.
So actually, this property is less than a year old.
Oh.
So you still have the warranties and all with the home. It's a 4-2, and it is a fan favorite floor plan. It is actually a very, very beautiful floor plan. The 2 bedrooms share a bath when you walk in. You have a flex room or a 4th bedroom for the office. And then you walk into the gathering room, and that's where everything happens. You know, Davenport isn't really far when you talk about where people are working, the theme parks, downtown Orlando, and it's really a great little spot.
I agree, and at $370 for a small kind of younger growing family, I think this is so much better than renting, and probably your mortgage payment on this is going to be cheaper than if you were to rent the same house.
Yeah. I held an open house this weekend, and I was really excited to see all the first-time home buyers come out. It was really great.
And then about, I don't know, hour and 40 minutes northeast of there, a town from Davenport. I know this building. I drive by this building all the time, Amanda. This is South Ocean Shore. This is in Flagler Beach.
That's correct.
Right next to the water tank thing.
It is
What do you
close
call
to
it?
that. I don't know.
Water tower?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
Not
it's called
water tank thingy?
A water tank
I
thingy is
understand.
probably what I would call it too. But this is at Nautilus Condo. This is actually a completely remodeled 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo. It's right between the river and the ocean, so the sunsets are amazing. It's completely redone, everything from floor to ceiling, and the condo itself has some really cool amenities. Obviously, the beach.
Yep.
It's a great amenity, but it's also got a great pool, tennis courts, and an essential if you have a place at the beach in underground parking, because that salty air is great on your skin but horrible on your car.
That's
so
right.
it is a really great place, and it's listed for $399, which is $80,000 lower than the other active same exact listing. So that's already a deal.
Almost unbeatable. I love that part of the beach too. Everyone knows New Smyrna, Daytona. As you go north of there into the Ormond by the Sea, the Flagler, the Palm Coast, it's a beautiful, beautiful area, and maybe a tiny bit more bang for your buck than right in the New Smyrna Beach area.
Absolutely, and this is also within walking distance to Gamble Rogers State Park, where you can go kayaking or canoeing or hiking, Florida hiking, if you will. So it's a great little spot.
How much do you love being a real estate agent?
Love it.
I can tell.
It's my most
fun,
favorite
right?
thing. It is. It's a fun
What do you
gig.
think, Michelle?
I enjoy chatting with people and learning all about them and helping them in the end of the day. So.
Yeah, I think that people don't understand how much work we put into it, though, and it's a 24/7 job to do it the right way, but it can be so rewarding working with buyers or sellers alike.
Well, the effort should be put into it because it is their largest purchase
That's right.
and or sale, so you definitely should put that work into it for sure.
Amanda Sarnes, thank you for being here. Great to see
Thanks
you.
for having me.
Michelle Noon, is always a pleasure to see you. Thanks for joining us. Let's do this again soon. How was that?
Sounds great.
Good
Thank
job.
you.
Most importantly, thank you for joining us every weekend here for You Have Real Estate. Again, if you want to get pre-approved, Dallas Lehman is standing by right now, 407-205-0400. You want to see any of the houses we showed you, call that number right now. We will show you them right away. I'm attorney Justin Clark. We'll see you next week for more You Have Real Estate. Have you been threatened by the IRS? You are not helpless. You have the power to fight wage garnishments and fight levies on your accounts. I'm Justin Clark. Call me now for a free consultation or visit youhavepower.com and take back control of your financial life.
You can be an agent that struggles to get ahead in the competitive real estate world, or you can learn from the best and achieve success. Visit youhaveafutureinrealestate.com and sign up for the Jumpstart program. Get coaching tips and important tools that will help you jumpstart your real estate career. Sign up today and get 10% off your Jumpstart program when you use code word LEARN. Visit youhaveafutureinrealestate.com today and gain the real estate knowledge you need to succeed.
The proceeding was a paid advertisement. The views expressed were the sole responsibility of the advertiser.